Tasmin vichayati viswamatmano varam nirujyasun manjayadiyam loka niruchatvasi nipididadasham salokapalam sharanam yayudharim. Synonyms: Tasmin, Durva Maharaj, Apijayati, when meditating with full concentration, Vishwam Atmanaha, the total body of the universe, Dwaram, the whole, Nirutya, close, Asum, the lie there, Aniyaya, without being diverted, Diya, meditation, Lokaha, all the planets, Nirucha, Swasa, having stopped breathing, Nipidita, has been suffocated, Brasham, Garisum, Salokapalaha, all the great demigods from different planets, Sharanam, shelter, Yayuhu, took, Harim, or the personality of Godhead. Translation: when Dhruva Maharaj became practically one in heaviness with Lord Vishnu, the total consciousness, due to his fully concentrating and closing all the folds of his body, the total universal breathing became choked out. And all the great demigods in the planetary system felt suffocated and thus took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please respond. When Dhruva Maharaj became practically one in heaviness with the Lord, Vishnu, the total consciousness, due to his fully concentrating and closing all the folds of his body, the total universal breathing became choked up, and all the demigods in the planetary system felt suffocated and thus took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When hundreds of persons are sitting in an airplane, although they remain individual units, they each share in the total force of the airplane, which runs at thousands of miles per hour. Similarly, when unit energy is identified with the service of the total energy, the unit energy becomes as powerful as the total energy. As explained in the previous verse, Dhruva Maharaj, because of his spiritual advancement, became almost the total heaviness, and thus he pressed down the whole earth. Moreover, by such spiritual power, his unit body became the total body of the universe. Thus, when he closed the holes of the unit body to firmly concentrate his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the units of the universe, namely all the demigods, including the big demigod, felt the pressure of suffocation, as if their breathing were choked. Therefore, they all took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they were perplexed as to what had happened. This example of Dhruva Maharaj closing the holes of the personal body and thereby closing the breathing holes of the total universe clearly indicates that a devotee by his personal devotional service can influence all the people of the world to become devotees of the Lord. If there is only one pure devotee in pure Krishna consciousness, he can change the total consciousness of the whole world, consciousness of the world into Krishna consciousness. This is not very difficult to understand if we study the behavior of Dhruva Maharaj. Omadhyanatimirandasya ginanam gina shalakaya chakshudan militam yena tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamam Vedati Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Sajim Shadvitam Shavadutam Parjanam Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shagandritam Shyam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikatanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Gavam Devi Pranamami Hare Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Titana Avanetya Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Jagadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing from yesterday that how a devotee by meditating on the Lord can get mystic powers, especially if he comes to the mode of goodness, pure goodness. So this is the example of how mystic powers are obtained. Mystic powers are not obtained, we're talking about not the black mystic art, we're talking about mystic powers in the mode of goodness. So as I have explained yesterday that the mystic powers, they come from meditating on the Supreme Lord. Like here you can see, even in the Bhagavad Gita, the last verse, by meditating on the Lord, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudharaha, Tatra Shriyo Vijayo Bhuktir, Durvaniti Matir Mama. See, by thinking, wherever there is Krishna and the master of all mystic, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also suddenly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. This is my opinion. So you see that wherever there is Krishna, if someone is meditating on the Lord, is keeping him in the heart, then he also gets opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. Explained it yesterday. So this is actually the byproducts of developing love for God. So when you develop your spiritual strength, as I explained yesterday again, we showed you the verse. Narada Muni is saying here, O Brahmana, thus by the Supreme Lord Krishna I have endowed first with transcendental knowledge of the Lord. So that's the first thing a person gets. Spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Then when you get this knowledge has to be in conjunction with devotional service. You cannot just get knowledge without, going and surrendering to a spiritual person. That is the criteria. If you do not surrender to a bona fide pure devotee, then you cannot get knowledge from him. So with this knowledge and performance of devotional service, then you make further advancement You understand? If you simply getting knowledge, that becomes, what do you call it? Mental, ends up in mental speculation. You follow? It's explained here in this verse. O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activity, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself, the universe and the living in it all are in me. Where is that? 2.9, not 3.9. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, knowledge about me as described in the scriptures is very confidential. And it has to be realized in conjunction with devotional service. The necessary paraphernalia for that process has been explained by me. You may take it up carefully. So you see here, Krishna is saying that the knowledge about me as described in scripture is very confidential and it has to be realized in conjunction with devotional service. So we cannot try to get this service. You follow this point? We don't do our devotional service and try to simply read book and and don't do any morning program, or you don't do any anything to do with Krishna, then your whatever you hear, it will just become no effect. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes devotees get into the habit, they say, no, my devotional service is chanting. Yes, when you chant, you are asking for some work. Krishna, please engage me in some service. So if a person is not doing any form of devotional service, especially to the deities, because in the neophyte level, deity worship is very important. You understand? This is explained again here. To live with the devotees or to live in a temple means to associate with the Shravanam Kirtanam process. Sometimes neophyte devotees think that they can continue the Shravanam Kirtan process without worshipping the deity. But the execution of such Shravanam Kirtan is meant for highly developed devotees like Haridas Thakur, who engage in the Shravanam Kirtan process without worshipping the deity. However, one should not falsely imitate Haridas Thakur and abandon deity worship just to try to engage in Shravan Kirtan. This is not possible for neophyte devotees. You see, this is important. We cannot try to, imitate. They just sit silent and just chant. You have to practice devotional service. With the help of deity worship, so that the mind becomes strengthened. So here, Dhruva Maharaj, he became almost, pure, because until he met the Lord, he had this desire to become, get a kingdom so huge, higher than his grandfather. So here, you can see how Dhruva Maharaj, as I was explaining, that's 3. The Supreme Master of Godhead said, the Master of the Yoga system has declared there are 18 types of mystic perfection and meditation, of which 8 are primary, and having taken their shelter in me, and 10 are secondary, varying from the material modes of goodness. Among the 8 primary mystic perfection, there are 3 of which one transform one's own body are Anima, becoming smaller than the smallest, Mahima, becoming greater than the greatest, Lagima, becoming lighter than the lightest. Through the perfection of Prapti, one acquires whatever one desires, and through Prakamya Siddhi, one experiences any enjoyable object, either in this world or the next. Through Isita Siddhi, one can manipulate the sub-potency of Maya, and through the controlling potency called Vasita Siddhi, one is unimpeded by the 3 modes of material nature. One who has acquired Kama, Vaisayita Siddhi, can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. My dear gentle Uddhava, these 8 mystic perfections are considered to be naturally existing and unexcelled within this world. The 10 secondary mystic perfection arising from the modes of material nature are the powers of freeing oneself from hunger and thirst and other bodily disturbances, hearing and seeing things far away, moving the body at the speed of mind, assuming any form one desires, entering the bodies of others, dying when one desires, witnessing the pastime between the demigods and the celestial girl called Apsarās, completion and giving orders whose fulfillment is unimpeded. So these are the 18 mystic powers that is listed out. But a devotee, he is not so much interested in this mystic power. He is more concerned of trying to get attached to Krishna. See, here Dhruva Maharaj, he did not go to do this yoga to get mystic power. This mystic power is a byproduct. You understand? That once you go to the Lord, you get this facility. Like here you see, there's one verse here, claimed by Prabhupada. Maitreya said, O great warrior Vidura, the sage Kadamba said this much only and then became silent. Thinking of his worshipful Lord Vishnu, who has a lotus on his navel, as he silently smiled, his face captured the mind of devotee who began to meditate upon the great sage. It appears that Kadamba Muni was fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness because as soon as he became silent, he at once began to think of Lord Vishnu. That is the way of Krishna consciousness. The pure devotees are so absorbed in thought of Krishna that they have no other engagement, although they may seem to think or act otherwise. They are always thinking of Krishna. The smile of such a Krishna conscious person is so attractive that simply by smiling he wins so many admirers, disciples and followers. So this is another symptom. Like Dhruva Maharaj, he became equal to the Lord in weight when he was pressing down the whole universe. Not only that, when he closed his breathing system, and that also closed the whole universe breathing system. But not only he did not breathe, and the whole universe did not breathe also. See how he began to influence the moving the planetary system in the universe, how he is manipulating and controlling. So here in this verse here, you see how a devotee smiles by thinking of the Lord. By his smiling, as the Lord is also very attractive. The Lord is so attractive, he attracts everyone with his smile. So simply by his smiling, the Lord is attracting everyone. Similarly, the devotee, because of thinking of the Lord and smiling, he also attracts everyone. See how? How by connecting to Krishna, you also get the same opulence. practically. How powerful? Yeah. The Lord is by nature very attractive. I think it is there. 11 to 6. Give me a minute. So you see here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the reservoir of all beauty. All beautiful things emanate from Him, and His personal form is so attractive that it steals the eyes away from all other objects, which then seem devoid of beauty in comparison to Him. When Lord Krishna was on the earth, He attracted the eyes of all people. When Krishna spoke, His words attracted the minds of all who remembered them. By seeing the footsteps of Lord Krishna, people became attracted to Him. And thus they wanted to offer their bodily activities to the Lord as His followers. In this way, Krishna very easily spread His glories, which is sung throughout the world by the most sublime and essential Vedic verses. Lord Krishna considered that simply by hearing and chanting the glorious conditioned soul born in the future would cross beyond the darkness of ignorance. When satisfied with this arrangement, he left for a desired destination. So, of course, you may ask the relevancy of why we have all this. If we are here, we are stuck. So, just by thinking of the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj could be so powerful to suffocate the whole universe. And given the example of Katama Muni, by thinking of the Lord, smiling, he managed to attract many followers, admirers. Yes? So similarly, if we keep thinking of the Lord, then actually our position becomes so sublime that this cycle of birth and death can be easily relinquished. We have the potency. The moment we connect ourselves to Krishna, then we also develop all the good qualities of God. Not that, you think of the Lord and, I always, as many people say, I'm always thinking of the Lord, but what's happening to me? I only get problems. They say like that. Have you heard people say that? I'm always thinking of God and only problems are coming. Why? A bit ambiguous statement, but it's not a fact. You understand? Because the byproduct of thinking of the Lord is also to become disgusted with material energy. And not that we think of the Lord and we also want to enjoy the material world. This doesn't correlate. Because as Krishna says here in the Bhagavatam, I think it's 5:19-27. See here in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead fulfills the material desires of a devotee who approaches Him with such motive. But He does not bestow a benediction upon the devotee that will cause him to demand more benediction again. However, the Lord willingly gives the devotee shelter at His own lotus feet, even though such a person does not aspire for it. and that shall satisfy all his desires. That is the Supreme Personality, special mercy. So Krishna is planning to give so much to the devotees can possibly think of. Just like here, Dhruva Maharaj, he wanted a kingdom higher than his grandfather. Krishna gave him, something so much higher. Practically it's like the spiritual world, this Dhruva Maharaj place. And when all universe are annihilated, he still stays. So you see how the Lord is in the spiritual plane. He has nothing to do with the material world. But because we are conditioned, we are trying to equate him as an ordinary person. And we are trying to think that the devotees are also ordinary. We are trying to, put very less importance to the whole thing. This is our problem. That's why thing it is here. That you can see in this verse, I'm just going to show it to you. That we should never identify Krishna as an ordinary person. It is spoken many places. See here in this verse, do not think of Krishna as an ordinary child, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, inexhaustible and the soul of all people. The Lord has concealed his inconceivable opulences and is thus outwardly appearing to be an ordinary human being. You understand, you cannot at any time, take Krishna as an ordinary person. You cannot. And he has concealed his inconceivable opulences and is thus outwardly appearing to be an ordinary human being. That's why I also said in the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sure you know, this very famous verse. Avajanante mam muddha manusyam tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mamabhutam aishwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature, the Supreme Lord of all that be. So therefore, Krishna consciousness, Krishna, his devotees, they are all not ordinary personalities. So, but if you become a devotee, as is explained by Srila Prabhupada, then, see, you also develop these qualities, as I explained also yesterday. And this verse, you see, all the good qualities of the demigods, all the demigods and the exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who develop unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept in the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? You can see how you develop all these saintly qualities. So once you become, as it is saying, if you go to, just like Prabhupada gives the example of iron which is cold, when you touch the iron in fire, then the iron acts like fire. Yes, it's hot, red hot. Yes, when you take the iron and put anywhere else, it becomes fire. So the same way, when we come in contact with the spiritual program, then our consciousness becomes purified. We become purified. That we develop all the qualities of God. You understand? This is a powerful program. Not that we develop the qualities of God and we become God and we become competitive to Him. No. Because we are 100% surrendered to Him, so the Lord gives all His facility to the devotee. You see that point? The devotees, they get automatically all the qualities of God. There are 5 kinds of perfection. Liberation 1 is to get the same bodily features as the Lord. Where that is. 2, to get the same place as the Lord. 3, to get the same opulence as the Lord. And 4, to get His personal association. Of course, the 5th one we are not so concerned to merge with the Lord. We don't like that. But even you merge with the Lord, you also get, no service there. But you get to stay there. So therefore, it is very important to understand that how, by connecting with God, so many benefits you get. Of course, we are not interested in the benefits, as I said. We are more interested in loving Him. That is our natural interest. The devotees, everything that can be achieved by fruitive activities, penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duties, and all other means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through the loving service of the me. If somehow or other my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation or residence in my abode, he easily achieves such benediction. Is it? But the devotees, they are not interested. Even if the Lord offers them, I think it is in this verse. Because my devotee possess saintly behavior and deep intelligence, they completely dedicate themselves to me and do not desire anything besides me. And that even if I offer them liberation from birth and death, they do not accept it. So the devotees, they are not sidetracked and trying like the yogis. They are aspiring to get some kind of mystic perfection. But the devotees, they are not bothered. You can see in the life of Ambarish Maharaj. In the story of Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni tried to challenge him. You follow? He was just chanting and thinking of the Lord all the time. And so he became very upset with Ambarish because Ambarish was invited him to take prasadam and the hour for breaking his fast. He was fasting, the day before on Ekadasi and had to break his fast. And Durvasa Muni purposely delayed coming in on the time. So when he did that, Ambarish Maharaj broke the fast by drinking some water. Water is considered as breaking or not breaking. So we were waiting for Durvasa to come. When Durvasa came late and he found out that Ambarish had broken his fast without, waiting for him, he became upset and he took out a hair from himself and he threw on the ground and created a very big demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj. You see how much this Durvasa Muni, a big powerful yogi. And this Ambarish Maharaj is just a devotee, he doesn't have any mystic power, nothing. So when that demon came out from the hair of Durvasa, the Lord, seeing his devotees in big danger, the Lord sent his Sudarshan Chakra to kill the demon. So the Sudarshan Chakra came. You know what the Sudarshan Chakra, right? The Lord has this on his hand. So this came as the Sudarshan Chakra and he cut off the demon, killed him. And beside that, he started then attacking Durvasa. So this went after the Durvasa Muni, and the Muni was running. He ran for his life because he was going to be killed. But Ambarish Maharaj, he was just praying. He didn't have any mystic power. You understand? So he was chased and he went to see Brahma, Shiva. Finally he went to Vishnu to get some help. And Lord Vishnu said, I cannot help you. You have offended the devotee, you must go and ask for him. If he says yes, then I will spare you. Yeah? You understand this point? So the devotee like Ambarish, he doesn't have any mystic power, but you see how the Lord has so kindly sent his Sudarshan Chakra to protect his devotee. You follow this point? So when he came and fell at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj, and Ambarish Maharaj was waiting for him for 1 year, he was not even eating. How much austerity he is doing? 1 year he was not eating and waiting. And when Durvasa Muni came and fell at the feet, he said, oh no, there's no offense, no please. He took him, and then Durvasa Muni realized the power of a devotee. A devotee may be seeming like an ordinary person, but they have the Lord fully behind them. That's why we have to be very careful dealing with the devotees. Just like here, Durva Maharaj is a devotee, and because he became a devotee thinking of Lord all the time, then he also developed, his father was a little bit not allowing to sit on the lap. The father was not allowing, became favorable. Just by him thinking of the Lord, the situation changed. You see, when we start becoming devotee of Krishna, then our enemies also will change their consciousness. You follow? This is the power of devotional service. Material world, there's always quarreling and fighting. That's the nature of material world. Understand? But in the spiritual world, there is no such a thing. So because the person is connected spiritually, this volume went down, right? So the spiritual consciousness, it attracts, or rather purifies the material atmosphere. Just like, an example, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the forest of Jarikanda, and while he was traveling, he was chanting, and because the animals also heard his chanting, because he's one pure person. By his vibration, the animals heard it. The animals could not chant, but they heard. And then some of them chanted, the animals. And the tiger was then dancing with the deer. Well, how can a tiger dance with the deer? This is fairy tale. Yes? How can a tiger, will it dance with the deer? It's not possible. But because of the spiritual vibration by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pure vibration, God Himself, the tigers and the deer, they became friends. And they forgot their enmity. See how powerful this method is. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God, He is exhibiting this process. The presence of a devotee is so auspicious. See? That's why it says that by all means you should associate with devotee. What is that word? Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Hoy. Madhya 22 what? See here, it is in this verse. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya, Lava Mantra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Haya. The Vedic of all revealed scripture is that by even a moment's association of pure devotee, one can attain all success. See? Moment's association. Yeah. What is that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke the verse. By seeing you, touching you, a house becomes purified. That is in... So powerful, just by remembering the devotee. Not even associate, just thinking of them. 119. This is also there in the CC. The fortunate King Parikshit said, O Brahmana, by your mercy only you have sanctified us, making us like unto places of pilgrimage. All by your presence here as my guests. By your mercy we are who are but unworthy royalty become eligible to serve the devotee. Not this verse. 33. Not 32. Simply by remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet and offering you a seat in our home. See how devotees, they are so, what we say, powerful. Although they may look like ordinary person, just like Krishna also acts like an ordinary person, but is Supreme Personality of God. God. You understand? So this is how the devotees, they help. So we associate with devotees, then all our sinful activities are what? Eradicated. Right? You understand? You may or may not know, but that is the potency of the devotee. O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of your lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them. Whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Okay. Instantly. That's why Prabhupada, he set up the temple, we have devotees. You understand? Devotional service cannot take place when there is remuneration involved. If someone start like you can say this Hindu temple and all, what the difference, they also have deity, they also have priest, what the difference is that a person who is doing devotional service and taking a salary, then there is no more potency. That's finished. You understand? A devotee means he is 100% surrendered to Krishna without having any return. He is not, working. There is no such thing as working. That's not possible. Understand? You follow? He has to be what? Surrendered to the Lord and not expecting anything return. Even the devotee, even the Lord offers also, the devotee does not want to take. There is a difference in consciousness. Understand? Devotees, they are not doing any service to Krishna expecting some return. That kind of devotee is a materialistic devotee. Serving the Lord and asking for something, that's not very pure. A pure devotee does not have any what we say, a motive. What is that word? Anya Bilasita Sunya. 7:15. See, this is the position of a pure devotee. One should render tranquil loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities of philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotional service. A pure devotional service cannot have any kind of a motive in it. Just like I showed you yesterday, there was this gopis, what is that, 11, 12. The gopis are a very classic example. We can see how they dedicated everything to the Lord. The gopis, you see their mood. What is this? Why is it not working? The gopis, the residents of Vrindavan headed by the gopis were always completely attached to me with deepest love. Therefore, when my uncle Akrura brought my brother Balaram and me to the city of Mathura, the residents of Vrindavan suffered extreme mental distress because of separation from me and could not find any other source of happiness. See how they are moved. My dear Uddhava, all those nights that the gopis spent with me, they are most dearly beloved in the land of Vrindavan, seem to them pass in less than a moment. Bereft my association, however, the gopis felt that those same nights dragged on forever, as if each night were equal to a day of Brahma. So you see, how they were so much My dear Uddhava, just as great sages in yogic trance merge into self-realization like rivers merging into the ocean and are thus not aware of material names and forms. Similarly, the gopis of Vrindavan were so completely attached to me within their mind that they could not think of their own bodies or this world or their future life. Their entire consciousness was simply bound up in me. All those hundreds of thousands of gopis, understanding me to be their most charming lover and ardently desiring me in that way, were unaware of my actual position. Yet, by intimately associating with me, the gopis attained me, the supreme absolute truth. So you see how, devotees' position, they just want to love Krishna. By doing that, automatically all other things follow. What is that? Mukundanjali. Mukundanjali. See, automatically everything comes without any separate endeavor. You follow? Oh my Lord, if one engages in your pure devotional service with determination, you become visible in your original, transcendental, youthful form as Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as liberation is concerned, you stand before the devotee with folded hands, waiting to render service. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification are all automatically attained without separate endeavor. This is all. Just like when we put food into the mouth, the whole body is nourished. Yes? Yes? The same way, we go to Krishna, then everything falls in place. Automatically. The word is used, automatically. They don't have to separately endeavor. No need. Because the devotee understands that everything belongs to Krishna, everything has to be used in his service. So therefore there is no misuse. But what's happening now because of material consciousness, we are trying to go to whoever, demigod or God or something, trying to get to fulfill our material desire. That's the problem. Because when we have that motive in our heart, of course if you go to Krishna it is right, but if you go to the demigods it is wrong. But still it is not pure. But if a person becomes a pure devotee, one pure devotee, then see how everything falls in place. He attracts everybody to Krishna. He also got all mystic powers. You understand? Everything falls. Because he's like a representative of God. And God, Krishna gives him everything. You follow? So this is the process. When devotees are not interested, but still the Lord gives. With the power of the Guru. So right, I have explained at length yesterday and today on this mystic perfection. Any questions on this? Another question? I don't see any question on my screen.
Sundar Maharaj says in his prayers that Krishna appears in all species of life, even fruits and vegetables, to maintain the pious and like the unfaithful. How Krishna helps in the form of a vegetable like carrot or potato. Also how he analyzes.
So this is... This is the inconceivable nature of the Lord. So when you speak about inconceivable, this is exactly what it means. That you cannot conceive how he becomes a vegetable or carrot or potato or something. You follow? This is power of God. And because we are trying to always, we are in conditioned platform, we are always thinking conditionally. So we are weighing the pros and cons, how can, how cannot, how can. Just like Prabhupada gave the example of the spirit soul in the seed of a banyan tree. And in that seed, the whole tree is there inside the seed. Yes or not? How is it possible to put a big tree inside a small seed? I think conceivable. You follow? Inconceivable. This is power of God. He can do anything. So when we try to, therefore, to love God is to surrender to Him. You cannot try to surrender with your intelligence. You have to, surrender completely. Because Lord can do anything. Just like the Brahmin and the cobbler. The Brahmin was very puffed up. He was thinking that he knew everything and he was going to go back to God. Yes? Whereas the cobbler, he was not, no education, nothing. He simply surrendered wholeheartedly. And of course, the story goes that he made it and this Brahmin could not do it. So there is conditions. When we try to use our intelligence for our, evaluation, thinking that I can figure it out, then that becomes a problem. Because God cannot be figured out. God is beyond all material, what we say, inconceivable. Cannot figure Him out. How He does it, why, not possible. Because the classic example is Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to stop himself from dying, yes? I cannot be killed in the day, in the night, upstairs, downstairs, inside, outside. Cannot be killed by animals, cannot be killed by human, I cannot be killed by any weapon. He had it all covered. But you see how the Lord came, half lion, half man. Who will come like that? He did not kill him inside, outside, killed him on the doorway. The doorway is not considered inside or outside. Did not kill him in daytime, nighttime, but twilight. Did not kill him with any weapon, kill him with his nails. Nails are not considered weapons. See how, so you cannot try to, figure the Lord out. That's why Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, me, no one knows. Oh Arjuna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things yet to come. I also know all the living entities, but me, no one knows. They cannot know God unless He reveals Himself. That's not possible. It's not possible to figure God out. It's not possible. If you can figure Him out, that means He's not God. You understand? What are the questions?
Yes, Guru Maharaj is a pure devotee and very merciful and compassionate to all living entities. Why will He accomplish to suffocate the whole universe?
Guru Maharaj did not plan to suffocate the whole universe. It's not that he purposefully, blocked his air knowing that everybody would be suffocated. That was not his motive. His motive was to be able to fully concentrate on the Lord. He was so absorbed in thinking of the form of the Lord that he wanted to not, have any kind of a interference, disturbance. You understand? So because the byproduct of that, he became so powerful because he was actually one with the Lord in thinking. He became so much in unison that he acquired all the powers of God. You follow? And he did not know it. He did not know it. He did not know that he was suffocating the universe. Did he know? He did not. So how can you come to the conclusion that why he was suffocating the universe purposefully? That's not a fact. You understand? So this is also another viewpoint that the Lord is the Lord is showing that how His devotees are so powerful. The Lord is magnifying the qualities of his devotee. You see my devotee, how a small boy, 5 years old, is doing this austerity. You big yogis, you sitting in Himalayas, nothing happened. This is to show us that how powerful this process is. You understand? That a 5-year-old boy can do and you old man you cannot do. What is this? So Krishna consciousness is not based on your expertise. Huh? Understand? It is based on pure devotion. Nayam Atma Prabhachena Labh. What's that? You see, Krishna, he chooses. Someone he chooses. Then yes, he gives all. So this boy was so powerful. So the Lord is exhibiting. Sometimes the Lord exhibits his qualities. And he also wants to glorify his pure devotees. Of course, the pure devotees, they are not interested in glorification. You follow? But Krishna is making arrangements for his devotees to be glorified. So therefore, he made Dhruva Maharaj do this suffocating, and the demigods all the next verse they run to the Lord. So what's happening? And then the Lord will say, don't worry, this is my devotee. I'll put an end to this shortly. Is that? No? What to do?
What's your 1261?
1261. No purpose. 63. Going there? 1261? Mantra. The Supreme Lord is not obtained by expert explanation, by vast intelligence, or even by much hearing. He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person he manifests his own form. See that? This is the power of God. Unless he chooses someone, yes, he gives everything. And we have to become that chosen one by going to the person he has chosen. That's the system. If the person he has chosen recommends you, then that's it. Job is over. You follow? So, we cannot try to speculate on this fact that Dhruva Maharaj, a devotee, puts others into distress. It's not a fact. Krishna made this arrangement so that his exalted qualities will be glorified. See? So the demigods will understand, wow, devotee. Devotee, they are very powerful. We should not try to offend them as a devotee. That's why I said that the spiritual master is the sum and substance of all the demigods. Spiritual master is the chief among all demigods. He's a powerful personality of the devotee. That's why Krishna says, my devotees are very dear to me, and I am also very dear to my devotees. I do not know anybody but my devotee, and my devotee does not know anybody but me. Right? Sadhuvam hridayam mahim. So, devotees will never put others in distress. That's the qualification of a devotee. You will never put others in distress. Not possible. Alright, anything else? Alright, then we stop here. Thank you very much. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Prabhupada ki, Go,